Hey guys, it's Shannon. Today I'm going to do my beauty and fashion hot picks for June, and I apologize, this is a couple days late. DP&L had sent out tree trimmers to trim trees around all of the lines, and they chainsawed through my cable and internet line, and so we had to have that repaired. So I apologize, this is a couple days late, but here we go anyway. And excuse the Bass Pro Shops bags and fishing pole in the back. There is a big fishing trip soon to commence, and so there are things being prepared all over the place. Okay, so fashion and beauty hot picks for June. I feel like beauty, we'll start with beauty. I feel like beauty is really kind of stagnant right now. It's just the same old stuff. Nobody has really pushed for a new trend. I mean, we've been doing the highlight the brow bone and, you know, contour the cheeks for over a decade now, and you know, I think we're all kind of really over it. But there doesn't seem to be anything kind of pushing to the forefront to kind of establish a new decade or a new, you know, we had the 80s, we had the 90s, but there's just nothing, I mean, other than a highlighted brow bone for the 2000s, there's just really been nothing that interesting. So the trends are just getting boring and repetitive too. I did notice in advertising for the month of June, there is a lot of matchy-matchy. The nail polish exactly matches the lip color. And I happen to really like that, and I've always really liked that look. So that's the beauty trend that I'm sort of picking for this month. The difficulty with that is that it's really hard to find a nail polish and a lip color that match exactly, unless a company is purposely manufacturing them that way. And like, I know the OCC lip tars, I think they've done that in the past where they match a nail polish color with the lip color. A lot of times with seasonal colors, you'll find an exact match of lip colors and nail colors, because they'll do a line of lip colors and they'll do a line of nail colors. So watch for those kind of things if you want to jump on this trend. But it can be kind of hard to find. But I really do like when those match, because I feel like your makeup and your nail polish is kind of an extension of the rest of your outfit, and that everything does need to go together. It doesn't always have to match exactly. Like, for instance, I think if your lip color and your nail color and your dress are all an exact match, you might be pushing it a little bit. That might be a little bit too much. But if your nail polish and your lip color match, and they match kind of an accent color in your outfit, maybe a little bit of a color in a scarf, or if you have on a patterned dress, you know, one of the colors from the pattern, then that's going to be a lot nicer. But when it comes to nail polish, I'm going to tell you something, girls. First of all, let me tell you that it really is kind of, it's not really a pet peeve, but I really don't like when people have a nail polish that completely does not go with the rest of their outfit. So an example would be, you know, the Tangerine Tango was kind of there was a big push for the Tangerine Tango. So if you've painted your toenails in the Tangerine Tango color, but then you're wearing neon clothes, you've picked up the neon clothing trend. If I saw you out and got a glimpse of your toenail polish color, that would kind of give me a little bit of a twitch. Because I really feel like your nail polish needs to be an extension of the rest of your outfit. So just keep that in mind when you're kind of doing this, especially if you do the lipstick and the nail polish exactly matching each other. That make sure it all kind of goes. Don't go too overboard with the matchy-matchy, but make sure it goes. So typically what I would do is, like, if I buy a new nail polish color and I know it's a color that I'm going to be wearing a lot, I go through my closet and I completely rearrange all of my outfits so that everything goes with that nail polish color. You know, I make kind of like a complete wardrobe. You know, sort of like shopping your stash, or, you know, shopping your wardrobe. I just go through and I put together outfits that go with my new nail polish color, and I pull out a handbag that goes with it all, and then that's what I rock for a while. I will tell you one thing. Men, men, they really don't pay attention to all the stuff that we're doing, with our, whether we change our hair or whether we wear a different lipstick color and all that kind of stuff. But I will tell you, if you wear, especially if you wear like a solid color dress, if it's a dress, and you have like sandals, nice dressy sandals or open toe heels or something, and your nail polish on your toes is an exact match for a color that's in your dress, that they will notice and they will compliment you on it time and time again. So just giving you a little insider tip, if you wear makeup and make yourself pretty to get someone else's attention, that is something that they will notice. So that's one of those things where this whole matchy thing can be kind of nice. In that case, I would maybe suggest keeping your fingernails clear. If you still want to paint them, you can paint them, but just paint them clear, and do the color on your toe, and then having a matching lip color so it's not so overpowering that this color is kind of really all over your body. And keep the eyes pretty neutral, that kind of thing. But I'm telling you, girls, especially with men who don't pay attention to this kind of stuff and they don't know whether one thing goes with another and all that kind of thing, if your man is like that, if you match your nail polish to this exact same color as a dress that you're wearing that is very flattering on you, they will notice that and they will compliment you on it. So that's my little insider tip. Okay, so anyway, beauty is a little bit stagnant for me right now, but I do like when makeup really kind of goes together. So if you haven't ever done that before and you've never, had two items that really match together, then go pick it up. It's something that you could add to your collection and have it be fine. And if you're in the market, if you need a new lipstick or if you need a new nail polish, then you can just keep this in mind as you're shopping. Okay, clothing. Clothing actually is a little bit stagnant for me too. I've already talked before about it's a lot of repeat of things that we've seen over and over again, and we're being blasted with the neon and all that kind of stuff. One thing that I really noticed for the month of June is that prints and patterns, there's a really big push for prints and patterns. And I don't normally pay too much attention to that because that really comes and goes pretty quickly. But I've noticed some prints on clothing that are actually, I'm really kind of excited about. Now, we already know that everybody's talking about these tribal prints and these Aztec prints. I'm not going to encourage you to go for those because those are going to be very short-lived. They become outdated really quickly. And they also tend to be on the fabric in a way and printed in a way that they kind of, just by nature of the beast, they kind of look like they've been, like if you get a shirt that has that tribal print on it, it typically already kind of looks like it's been washed 100 times. It looks like a well-worn clothing item already, just by its own nature. And so once you actually do wash it once or twice, it really looks old and worn out right away. So you're going to find that if you've been picking up these tribal prints, that the trend is not going to last very long, and the print itself is not going to hold up for as long in most cases. But I'm really noticing these prints, almost oversized prints, that are really almost more like a work of art. Okay, so if you decide to do this trend, I'm going to caution you, stay away from the floral denim jean thing. It's pretty and it gets your attention and it's a little bit different, but it's hard to pull off. It can make you look chunky even if you're not chunky, and it just doesn't last very long. And you'll find that, I think for most people, they're going to find that they really like to look at the pants and they really think they're pretty, but they just don't feel quite as confident with them on as they do with, kind of other pants and jeans and things that are in their wardrobe already, and patterns. So be careful with the floral print pants, particularly the denim, because that's just not going to go that far. But I'm really liking, there are a lot of these prints that are coming out that are, they're really very artistic. And you're seeing them in dresses, particularly in dresses, but you're really seeing them in all sorts of pieces. I say go for that, because that is something that you can pull off if the cut of the clothing is kind of figure flattering and nothing too outrageous, and doesn't push the trend overboard. This is something you'll be able to wear, you know, year after year, and it will be kind of a standout piece, but not become outdated. So when you're looking for these prints, and I can't really tell you an exact print to look for. You just need to look for things that really speak to you. But the way I would kind of gauge it on whether it's going to be a piece that's going to last or whether it's going to be a piece that's going to be outdated right away is if you can imagine the print, if you can look at it and you can imagine it being in a huge frame on a really big wall in someplace fancy, like a really fancy restaurant or a really, you know, nice hotel. If it is nice enough that you can imagine it as a painting or, you know, a giant piece of artwork hanging on a wall, on a canvas, in a frame, that's the print you want to go for. If you can imagine it as wrapping paper, that's a print you want to stay away from. So in general, go for, you know, bigger, whatever the print is, it should be bigger in size. So if you're being drawn to flowers, don't go for these small florals. Go for something that has larger flowers, kind of, you know, whatever the print is, make them be larger. If it's stripes and zigzags and what have you, make it be a larger, kind of more muted, more sophisticated pattern, and not something that you can imagine wrapping, you know, your girlfriend's new sweater that you got her in. You know, that kind of thing. So anyway, just a few little tips from me. Hopefully this is helpful. As always, I'm never encouraging you to go spend a bunch of money on these things. I'm just saying that, you know, if you need a new pair of pants and you know you're going to be out looking for something and you're looking for something a little bit different, this would be the kind of trend, and you want something a little trendy, this would be the trend that I would recommend. If you just used up your lipstick, or you're about to run out of lipstick and you need a new one, then, you know, you might want to consider finding a lipstick and a nail polish that matches and rock that trend for a little bit. That sort of thing. So I hope this has been helpful, and if you have any questions about that, I know that it's a little bit, until you really get out there and you really start to look at what's out there, this may not make a whole lot of sense, but as soon as you start to really pay attention and start to do the shopping and start to see it, then you'll be like, oh, I get what you mean. So if you do end up having any questions about it, then please let me know. But you know, we're just kind of in a beauty and fashion rut here lately, so you got to kind of pick and choose what is really sort of excites you and floats your boat, and so that's what I've done. And I hope you guys are having a really great week and enjoying all the warm weather that everybody seems to have been having lately. And I will see you next time. Bye.